What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, and today I brought Alolan Ninetales to the Great League and I ran Charm on it. The combination of Charm and Weather Ball is ridiculous. Charm puts a lot of fast move pressure on your opponent, and with access to Weather Ball you can pump out charge moves fairly quickly as well. This gives Alolan Ninetales a distinct advantage above other Charmers. In addition, a lot of people's teams aren't built to handle Charmers. That's because Charmers weren't very common in previous seasons. I've paired Alolan Ninetales with Politoed on the lead. The combination of Mudshot and Weather Ball is also ridiculous, but I know a lot of other content creators have already covered this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Some of you might be looking at my Politoed and saying, shouldn't you have Earthquake on it? Earthquake mostly only sees play in the Azumarill matchup and the Mirror Politoed matchup. I don't see those in the lead a whole lot at this point, but I do like the coverage that Blizzard gives me for the Flyers and the Grass types. Finally, I have Deoxys as my safe swap. Deoxys is going to be able to handle some big players such as Azumarill and Galarian Stunfisk. Most importantly, thanks to the recent update, Defense Deoxys can beat a Shadow Victory Belt even in the 2-shield. In general, Defense Deoxys is one of the best save swaps in the league because it can flip a lot of lost leads and really help you align your Pokemon however you want them to be aligned. Alright, let's get into the battles. In my first matchup, I'm up against a Medicham lead. Medicham is favored in this situation, but if they bait me with a Power-Up Punch or an Ice Punch, I can definitely flip this. I'm going to build up to 2 Weather Balls, and I'm going to be throwing them back to back pretty much, but I think he's at a move right now as well. I don't know if this is going to be Dynamic Punch, Psychic, or a bait, but I'm going to let it go, and it is the Dynamic Punch, which does the most damage of all the moves, so that's not great, but that's okay. I'm going to throw this next Weather Ball, and they actually catch it on Empoleon. So I'm going to swap into Deoxys and I can just completely counter Empoleon down. Empoleon in the Great League is very glassy. I do shield the Hydro Cannon because it would have definitely hit hard and then the waterfalls might have taken me out. Now I have a lot of energy, but unfortunately they bring in Galarian Stunfisk. G-Fisk resists all of Deoxys' charged attacks even if I had Rock Slide. But I am going to be pumping out these Thunderbolts and at least chipping them away, plus the counters are doing super effective damage. I know that they're probably tired of all this counter damage, so they're about to throw, so I'm going for the Psycho Boost. This will do a little bit, and then yes, they're throwing as well. It has to be the Earthquake, otherwise I'm not going down, so perfect. Now I can threaten G-Fisk with Politoed, and I have Alolan Ninetales on Medicham. I know they have Dynamic Punch, so I'm going to go ahead and shield this. It would be doing a lot of neutral damage. Now I'm down 2 shields to 0. I haven't really given them a reason to shield though. I've only thrown Weather Balls and resisted attacks from Deoxys. This is why having a Charmer in the back is so good. I can just completely charm them down, I don't have to worry about getting those 2 shields off, and that's going to be a GG's. Moving into my next matchup, I'm up against a Deoxys lead. Most Deoxys in the lead only have Rock Slide and Psycho Boost, but I don't really trust it, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this Weather Ball, and then whenever he's at the Thunderbolt, I'm going to swap into my own Deoxys. Unfortunately, they hold on to their energy, and they're going to hit me with the Rock Slide here. That's not a big deal, I can tank it, I just wanted them to waste all of their energy. Now they bring in a Shadow Mawile. I think that they're expecting that I have Rock Slide and Psycho Boost as well, because they eat that Thunderbolt, and it does so much damage. And I'm pretty confident at this point that they're only at the Power-Up Punch, but I still shield just to make sure that I can have switch advantage. Now I'm expecting their own Deoxys comes back in here. Yes, it does. So I'm going to be going for my Thunderbolt, but unfortunately they do get to their Rock Slide first. Not a big deal. Again, I'm going to go ahead and go down. Now I'm pretty confident they don't have Thunderbolt at this point, so I'm going to bring back in Politoed and I'm going to be throwing these Weather Balls. I get them pretty low and they swap into a Victory Bell. Oh no, I do not want to see Victory Bell once Deoxys is out of the picture. It's not a Shadow Vic, so it's not killing me as quickly, but it's also not taking as much damage from Charms. And they had 2 shields going into this, so I'm able to get 1 off with my Weather Ball. Now I have to get to 2 Weather Balls with Politoed, and I'm at 1.5, so I'm not too far away. But they're going to go ahead and throw a Leaf Blade at me, and I'm going to try to get there, but no. They already had 2 Leaf Blades stored, nothing I could do at that point. So GG's, well played to my opponent, but the Victory Bell in the back. I just stood no chance. Moving into my next matchup, I'm up against a Vigoroth lead. Politoed can actually only win that if you have Earthquake, but my opponent doesn't know that, so they swap into Galvantula. Unfortunately, I hesitate for a second before switching into Alolan Ninetales, But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and eat the first charge attack. I expected it to be a lunge, and it was. That's great. Now I can shield the second one, and I can charm down. I am double debuffed at this point though, so my charge attacks are not going to be doing that much. They bring Vigoroth back in, and I'm hoping I can get to back-to-back Weather Balls, but I throw one, and then they're going to be able to counter me down before I get to the next one. That's okay. Alolan Ninetales has done its job, and I can now align Deoxys with this Vigoroth. My counters will be doing super effective damage to it, while I'll be resisting its counters. They swap, and they bring in Altaria. My opponent still has 2 shields, but I'm going to go straight for the Thunderbolt. They shield, that's okay. Now they're throwing a Sky attack, and I know I can survive it, but I won't be able to get to another charge attack if I do, so I go ahead and shield it up. I build up almost to another Thunderbolt, and then I throw the Psycho Boost. I'm hoping to get the last shield here, so Politoed can come in and throw the Blizzard. Unfortunately, they don't shield. That's alright, I'm going to build up almost to the Blizzard, and I'm going to be pumping out a Weather Ball. That gets the shield. Now I can go for the Blizzard. I should be able to survive whatever charge attack this is. It is the Dragon Pulse, which hurts a lot, and then they bring in Vigoroth. Okay, I'm not going to go for the Blizzard now. I'm going to go for the Weather Balls. I'm going to be throwing them back to back pretty much. Vigoroth was Drown Energy. I definitely could have farmed up a little bit more, but I wanted to get him out of the way and just have Altaria left. Now, they're Dragon Breathing me down, and I almost go down. One more Dragon Breath would have taken me out, but I get to the Psycho Boost, and it's just enough to take him out. Let's go. That was way too close, but my team was able to clutch it up, so really happy with how that one played out. Moving into the next matchup, I'm met with an Altaria lead. Politoed can actually win this if you successfully bait with a Weather Ball, get the shield, and then go for the Blizzard. Still, I'm more comfortable with swapping out in that situation, and they stay in for a little while. They throw a Sky attack. I'm over farming because I don't really want to throw the Thunderbolt on them, and then they swap out. They swap into a Registeel. So Thunderbolt's going to be doing neutral damage here, so that's pretty good. I'm able to land one, counters are doing super effective damage, and I'm able to get to a second Thunderbolt before they throw a move. They eat it, so now I know I can shield and safely farm down. It's the Flash Cannon. Still, it's going to be very close. They're going to be almost at another Flash Cannon, but I should be able to farm down, and yes I do. Altaria comes back in. I try to go for the Thunderbolt, but they're able to Dragon Breath me down. That's fine. I can align Alolan Ninetales onto this Altaria. These charms are doing a lot of super effective damage, and all they can throw at me is Sky Attack. I don't really have to worry about it. Finally, they swap into Azumarill. I'm thinking they still have 2 shields. There's no way they don't shield whatever I throw. I go for the Weather Ball, but they no shield. What? Nobody wants to shield this team. I don't know. That's alright. I shield their play rough, and I'm going to farm up to another Weather Ball before I swap into Politoed. At this point, I'm like, Azumarill is low on health. They have 2 shields. Surely they're going to shield a Weather Ball. No shield still. Whatever. Politoed can tank whatever they throw. It is the play rough, and I'm trying to mud shot them down, but they bring in Altaria. Okay, seriously, they have to shield now, right? They have to shield. I'm going for the Weather Ball. Yes, there's the shield. Okay, now I can pump out another Weather Ball and just put some pressure on them. It does not do that much damage to Altaria, but it does do enough that another Weather Ball would take them out. So this should be getting their last shield, and then I'm going to quick swap into Alolan Ninetales. I have the Ice Weather Ball ready to go. That's going to take out Altaria, and a couple charms will take out Azumarill. So GG's, well played to my opponent. Moving into the final matchup of the set, I'm up against an Umbreon lead. Umbreon wins this against Politoed, but still I don't want it up against Defense Deoxys since the Snarls and the Foul Plays would be doing super effective damage, so I have to stay in. They're going to be pumping out Foul Plays, and I'm going to be spamming out Weather Balls right back at them. It's a fairly close matchup, but it's definitely not one that I want to invest a shield or even 2 shields to try to flip. So I'm throwing my second Weather Ball here, and it's just barely going to put them below half health, and then they're going to throw another Foul Play at me, which is going to be putting me fairly low. Now I'm carefully keeping track of their energy. I throw another Weather Ball, and I'm going to try to catch their next Foul Play on Alolan Ninetales. Let's see, that should be it. No, they hold on to their energy, and then they bring in Shadow Vic. Okay, so at this point, I'm basically just sacking Alolan Ninetales. Not a whole lot I can do, but at least I can get a shield off the Shadow Vic. I really should have waited my clock down all the way here, but I brought in Deoxys very quickly, and then... Oh no, they hit me with the acid spray. Now these Razor Leafs are going to be doing so much, and I have to just throw this Psycho Boost as quickly as I can. Hopefully they no-shield and they go down. Yes, thank goodness, because those Razor Leafs really would have added up and my switch clock still was not up. They bring Umbreon back in. I have to shield this because my defenses are down, and then I bring in Politoed to clear the debuff. In the back they have Stunfisk. Everything Politoed throws will be doing super effective damage, so that's pretty good, but I'm only going to be able to get to 2 Weather Balls before they're able to take me out. Still, that puts them below half health. That's not a bad spot to be in. I do have to be careful though. Stunfisk gets energy very quickly, so I'm going to have to be very careful how I manage my energy here. They're throwing a discharge at me, I survive it, I overfarm a little bit, and then I'm going for the Psycho Boost. Hopefully this takes him out, let's see. Wait, what? Umbreon comes back in, and I'm throwing another Psycho Boost, but I'm really confused. I think that Stunfisk is still alive. No, it was a visual glitch. Stunfisk did die. This Psycho Boost takes out Umbreon, and so that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Able to secure the 4-1 with this team. I really think Alolan Ninetales with Charm is very strong in the back, and just in general, this team is very consistent. I've actually been running it for a few days, and I've been climbing every day with it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this team in the comments down below. Alright, that's it for today. This is ChillisFM wishing you good luck in your battles.